All right, we're not going to waste any time. We're diving into part 2 of mixing the singer-songwriter vocal, Jairus Cole. The song is Chosen, and we got the verse sounding pretty sweet, the pre-chorus. Now we're moving into where the band enters, and I went ahead and I copied all of our exact settings for the verse to the to this next section, to the chorus, except the only difference you'll notice is I've increased the parallel compression and dropped the volume a little bit so that the vocal sits a little bit more on top. It's a little bit more flat, not quite as natural sounding, but it helps it to cut through the mix a little bit. So I want to show you that first. We're going to listen from back here, and then we'll try to tighten up some of these phrases before we move into some stylistic differences that we're going to add to this section. Here we go.
And it's shining, know that it's only a matter of time until they know as well as you know. No, you may not have the loudest voice, but you could sing above the noise. The flashing lights, the endless toys, take all that you're hearing and make it yours. Keep it in your soul.
All right, excuse me. So the first thing that I notice is for both of the last section and this section, a little separation of the ear is helping me to notice that things are still too dry, and I'd like to put it in a space. I haven't really mixed the music in yet. I've just kind of rough mixed that, but I'd like to mix this vocal with some space. And what I'd like to use is the EMT vocal plate, and then depending upon how that sounds, it probably will sound great, but depending upon how we like that, I may switch over to the Ocean Way and put it just in a room sound, a little more of like an organic type vibe, like it was recorded in a real studio. So with this one, I don't know that we need anything too crazy, maybe like a 1 second. I'm going to cut out everything below. Actually, I'm going to leave this at like 125, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the EQ I have after it. And I'm going to set this up a little bit differently. What I want to do for this reverb is set this to kind of remove all of the lows, give or take below 500 or so, 600 sometimes. And then depending upon how the highs sound, what the vibe is with the song, we may even start taking out some of this stuff up in here, all the way as low as 10K. So we're going to first hear it with this EQ bypassed. I'm going to slide some of this in. Let's come over here to EMT vocal plate. Make sure that's correct routing. It is. And we're going to take a listen to this second verse here and see how this reverb sounds.
No, you may not have the loudest voice, but you could sing above the noise. The flashing lights, the endless toys, take all that you're hearing and make it.
Okay, the first thing I want to do actually is set, so 131.5, where's my trusty iPhone here? I'm going to pull up in an app called Producer Tools. I mentioned this in the Rough Mix series. Producer Tools. I'm going to go to the delay calculator, and I'm going to throw this at 131-ish beats per minute. I'm going to go to like, what's a 64th note? What's a 32nd? It's like 60 milliseconds. So 60 milliseconds should be able to set our pre-delay to 60 milliseconds, and that should get us in the ballpark. We're kind of already there, so we'll just boost that a little bit. And let's take a listen to that soloed.
No, you may not have the loudest voice, but you could sing above the noise. The flashing lights, the endless toys, take all that you're hearing and make it yours. Keep it in your soul.
Let's hear that in the mix. It's obviously too much, but let's pull it down and feel it out.
No, you may not have the loudest voice, but you could sing above the noise. The flashing lights, the endless toys, take all that you're hearing and make it yours. Keep it in your soul.
Okay, so I really love the EMT 140 plate, but I hate it on this song. I'm not vibing. I'm not feeling that at all, and I don't even really want to mess with the EQ. It's okay that I don't like it. Let's taste, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull open the Ocean Way. All right, so we've got the Ocean Way pulled open. Just like kind of my first step with a lot of things, not everything by any means, but a lot of things is to pull open a preset. It looks like we got Remic. I'm going to go with a reverb. Let's see, vocal solo. Just use this as a room sound. And you can see we've got a distant mic, the C12, about 7.5 feet back. And it's 100% wet. We're going to leave pre-delay alone for now, but then we may dial that in. Same thing with the EQ. We're going to leave it off for now. And I'm going to rename this just to stay tight with my labeling here. We're going to call it Lead Ocean Way A. And then I'm going to come here and do the same thing. Okay, cool. So moving on. Let's hear the room just by itself first, the lead vocal, and just kind of vibe it in.
No, you may not have the loudest voice, but you could sing above the noise. The flashing lights, the endless toys. Take all that you're hearing and make it yours. Keep it in your soul.
Man, that is just nice. That is just beautiful. I love that sound. All right, so we've got something we like. Let's go ahead and let's experiment with this pre-delay. See if we can get that to give us a little separation.
No, you may not have the loudest voice, but you could sing above the noise.
There's without it.
The flashing lights, the endless toys. Take all that you're hearing and make it yours. Keep it in your soul.
Ooh.
Never let it go. No, you've been chosen.
I like that a lot. It's nice and gentle. It's got a nice, just organic studio vibe to it. And that almost makes me wonder if I should have been miking up the room of the vocalist all these years. But man, that just sounds incredible. Let's try to fast forward a little bit to the end here and see what it sounds like if we can get it.
What you've been revealing, so let it out and let it shine. And know that it's only a matter of time until they.
Okay, cool. So it's pretty thick. We'll probably pull that down a little bit. Just want to feel it. But I'm going to put that to the side. We got ourselves in a nice little space. Let's hear the vocal here, and let's touch on a couple of things moving into the chorus.
No, you may not have the loudest voice, but you could sing above the noise. The flashing lights, the endless toys. Take all that you're hearing and make it yours. Keep it in your soul. Never let it go. No, you've been chosen to do great things.
Okay, cool. So if you're listen to this transition, this last line, and then into the chorus.
Never let it go. No, you've been chosen to do great things.
Okay, cool. It sounds great. He sang it well. I think we have harmonies, that we don't have in the mix right now. But even more so than the harmonies, I want that vocal to stand out at the chorus. I want something to change. I want something to be different about it to give me just a nice separation from the way that it sounds in the verse and the pre-chorus to there. So I like the chorus. I like the room sound. I almost think maybe the vocal. Let's try some Dimension D, and then maybe we'll do some fiddling with some stereo delay as well. And let's take a listen to what this can do.
Never let it go. No, you've been chosen to do great things. You are more than what you've been revealing. Let it out and let it shine. And know that it's only.
Okay, so that's doing a little bit of something, but that's not enough. That's not what I want. Not enough of what I'm talking about. So let's use the cool thing about this parallel chain. This is going to give us something sweet. And you know what? I was just thinking, I was listening and I was like, maybe we should compress the Ocean Way room, but I think I have a better idea. I'm going to move that up to our parallel compression chain so that this level is already pretty flat, and we'll keep our room sound consistent. Let's listen to that.
Never let it go. No, you've been chosen to do great things. You are more than what you've been revealing. Let it out and let it shine. And know that it's only a matter. Never let it go. No, you've been chosen to do great things. You are more than what you've been revealing. Let it out and let it shine. And know that it's.
Okay, cool. So I like that. Won't fiddle with that too much. Moving on, I want to add something a little bit different. So let's experiment with some delays. I don't think it would be a bad idea to add some kind of slap delay. What's another good? Let's try that. Let's be quick with it. I don't want to spend more than 10 minutes on any one particular thing when I'm mixing. So if we get to going on this slap delay and we don't end up liking it, we can always just move on. The analog, let's do a tape slap. Let's go at about 110, probably 120 might even work. Practically no feedback. Sure, we'll modulate them a little bit. Let's go down at like a 0.25, 0.2 with like 70%. And let's see what we get.
Never let it go. No, you've been chosen to do great things. You are more than what you've been revealing. Let it out and let it shine. And know that it's only a matter of time until.
Yeah, I'm not digging the slap delay, so we're gonna not do that. Let's come back up to our vocal. Slap delay, just not feeling it for me. I like the kind of the cleanliness of it, but let's go with maybe a doubler. Let's see what the doubler's doing. Let's come down here. Right there, we've got good old Nectar, our workhorse plug-in. I'm boosting it, looks like about 7K or so. We got a unison shift on each side, and we're giving some pitch variation, the percentage there, a little bit of time variation, and the pitch correction. Let's see what this sounds like when we blend it in.
Never let it go. No, you've been chosen to do great things. You are more than what you've been revealing. Let it out and let it shine. And know that it's only a matter of time until they know as well as you.
Okay, that sounds pretty sweet. I'm thinking I want to drive it a little bit, maybe give it some tape tone, and you know what? I don't know that I want to use. Yeah, maybe we will. Let's see what this says.
Never let it go. No, you've been chosen
Okay, something I want to do also, I don't want this to sound too full, and I'm going to take this and put it up here before the harmony, and I'm going to take out quite a bit there, and then maybe lift a little bit and give this a little bit more air at the chorus.
Never let it go. No, you've been chosen to do great things. You are more than what you've been revealing. Let it out and let it shine. And know that it's only a matter of time until.
Okay, there's something cool going on there. Maybe let's see. I was just thinking, let's do something. Let's kind of hit those S's a little bit, control them.
Never let. You've been chosen to do great things. You are more than what you've been revealing. Let it out and let it shine. And know that it's only a matter of time until.
Okay, I don't want this on every phrase, so I'm going to mute it. We're going to come up here to the lead vocal. You can see it's called doubler. It's right there. That's what we're working with. And then I'm going to hit all three modifier keys and snap that lane to be right in front of us here. So now this is the mute, and we're going to unmute it at a couple of spots.
No, you may not have the loudest voice.
Not there. And I'm even hearing that maybe that room sound. Let's pull that guy open. I keep hitting the keyboard shortcut for everything. Let's go to waveform for everything, but then this. Let's go Control and Command on Mac. Click. There we go. Now just that one. I was holding all three modifier keys. And then this is the room. There we go. I'm going to pull the room down until the chorus.
Never let it go. No, you've been.
Okay, cool. I'm going to take that room down about 2.5 dB, just a little bit, and then let it stand out at the chorus. And then for the doubler, we're going to pull this guy open and then switch over to our automation lane there for the mute. That's again Control and Command on PC or on Mac. And PC, what would that be? Control and I think it's Control and drawing a blank Windows key, I believe, or Alt, one of the two. And excuse me, guys, it's been a long day. But anyways, this vocal right here, I want to bring the doubler in at the chorus.
Never let it go.
Right here. So this whole section is pretty much the chorus. I'm going to bring it in. We're going to listen.
You've been chosen to do great things. You are more than what you've been revealing. Let it out and let it shine. And know that it's only a matter of time until they know as well as you know.
Okay, so what I just did was I pulled the mute open so we unmuted the entire chorus, and then what I did here is I muted these couple of phrases. Let's hear the difference.
You are more than.
Listen on the sides.
What you've been revealing. Let it out and let it shine. And know that it's only a matter of time until they know as well as you know.
Okay, so I don't know that I really care for that one, but we'll listen a little further. Something I noticed, though, is whenever the sides come in, the doubler sounds really great, adds a layer, an extra bit of just beautifulness. I don't know what to call that, but whenever it goes away at these two sections, his vocal drops in volume. So what I want to do is I want to automate that, and I'm going to do that with the level over here. So let's take a listen, and let's try to get a more balanced level.
What you've been revealing, let it out and let it shine. And know that it's only a matter of time.
So I'm going to pull this guy up at least 2 dB. And then over here, when it goes out, the same thing into that section there. But not that, because we bring it back in. So let's go up 2 dB. Just to clarify, what I'm doing is I'm bringing the level up when I've muted it, because we lose volume overall. So let's take a listen now and see if it's comparable.
You are more than what you've been revealing. Let it out and let it shine. And know that it's only a matter of time until they know as well.
Okay, cool. It didn't sound horrible, but I think what I could do is to get better the clip gain. We didn't apply clip gain to this chorus section. I think it would have helped us to have it here. So I kind of skipped that for demonstration purposes, because you saw how I do that. I would treat clip gain across the entire vocal. I wouldn't just do one section. But for time's sake, I did not do it here. So let's listen here and see if we can tighten that up.
What you've been revealing, let it out and
Let is getting lost a little bit. So I'm going to pull let up right there like that.
what you've been revealing, let it out and let it shine. And know that it's only a matter of time until
The middle of low, what does that say?
that it's only
It's only in the middle somewhere in here was getting lost. Let's listen.
know that it's only a matter of time.
About right in there. Looks like I can bring it up here. Put a couple breakpoints and just kind of build this up right there. Not too much, about a couple dB.
Know that it's only a matter of time until
Nice, it stabled it out there. Kept it up in the mix.
it's only a matter of time until they know as well.
They know. Could probably bring this up. Be something like that.
They know as well as you know.
And then right there for no, now we can kind of jump into some effects. So you're seeing how I break things apart so I can treat them a little bit differently. When a vocal is trying to compete with a full band, there's a little bit more that I'd like to do to it there. I don't want to just mix it the same for the whole song. It's a completely different vibe in the chorus and in the parts with the band answers. So I'm giving it a little bit more compression, and I'm controlling it a little bit more. I'm adding some different effects to create some separation between the two sections in this song that works. And then nothing too crazy, but just a little bit. And then the other thing that I'm doing is I'm reminding you not to forget automation, because that automation can be so critical. That clip gain is really helping out the starts of phrases, the ends of phrases, and I really recommend doing that for all of your vocals. When you get them in, just make it a part of the editing process, just like as if you were to replace drums or blend in drum samples. Make the clip gain procedure here a part of your first step for your vocal. So moving on from that, I want to talk about this last phrase here. Let's get into something cool. Let's do like a reverse reverb or something and see what we can make happen with that last phrase to give the vocal some interest going into the next section. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a selection of this vocal. Let's say, let's create a new track, just a mono audio track. And I'm going to copy that phrase and some space there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to process that. Sure, why not? Deverb. Trusty old deverb. Let's make it like a crazy long decay. I said crazy long and it shot up to 30 seconds. I don't know that we need that. And large, let's see what that sounds like. Nope, I don't have my path set up. We'll just go for it. Let's see what it sounds like. Let's go to all the effects. So we'll go right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse it. And process. And then I'm going to slide it. We'll move around. We'll switch it up. We'll see what we get. See what happens.
And let it shine and know that it's only a matter of time until they know as well as you.
Okay, so that's not bad. Something wouldn't hurt to have some EQ, some compression on it. Let's clean up some of this stuff. Maybe boost a little bit in the mids, like around 1. Clean up some of that. Just kind of going by my ear here. Maybe take out some of the harsh, 3 to 5. And I'm totally just winging this. Let's go to good old isotope and nectar. And let's pull in some saturation and compression. Probably just compression for now. Actually, we could probably just limit this thing and see what that gives us. Right here. Okay. And now what I want to do is hear that in the mix.
As well as you.
Okay. Now what we're going to do is sound field, plug in mix, tremolo pan. It's all kinds of stuff. A lot of you guys have the waves plugins. You got tremolo pedal in the guitar bundle of the waves stuff. A lot of you guys have that. I'm going to sync this, do a little movement to it, and probably can actually do what we did earlier. I really like this trick in doing, we'll do a mono, like a vertical, sync it to tempo, maybe dial in some depth, no width, but then on this one, if I did it correctly, need mono stereo, create a stereo version, sync it, yep, and then go wide, go all the way. Let's see what this does. Let's see what we get.
As well as you.
Maybe bring it to where it cuts out on the 1 there.
They know as well as you.
All right, so I don't hate it. I would probably spend a little more time with it. Maybe throw it through some verb. Maybe try the Gyno Hall. Let's solo that in. See what this gives us. That's pretty sweet. Maybe get some more like steep frequencies in here and just really get crazy with it. Boost something in here like that telephone vocal preset. Yeah, we heard it more there. Maybe drop it there. Do a steeper.
As well as you.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. We'll keep it down in the mix, but some things to think about for moving into like a transitional swell. Cool effect there. What else can we do? Let's work on some automation for delay throws. Let's do that same exact line. So how I work with delay throws, I would go off my P comp and I would come here. I like the delays to stay consistent volume wise. And then I would go, let's say we wanted to add a half delay. So we can come in here. Let's boost the level of the half delay. And remember, this is an effect. We'll throw that back up here. And then come back here. We want to get that same word. Let's maybe write it in.
They know as well as you.
Let's hear it. I don't know that I heard it. Okay, so we need to get that working well with that vocal up there. So let's pull the half delay. I don't think it'll sound bad. Let's pull it up here. Let's expand it. Let's see what we got going on. Just a standard half delay. You can pull that up if you want to see that. See, it just selected half. It's synced to the tempo. Feedback is pretty moderate. Got some modulation going on. What I want to do is I'm going to sans amp this thing. That'll help it stick out a little bit. Let's hear that. Cool. And then to give some movement, we're going to go with the same kind of technique over here as the other one. Let's go to plug and mix. Oh, you know what? Because it's a stereo, it's not going to want me. It's not going to let me do it. Okay. Well, this will give you a chance to see how I would automate the well, no, tremolo pan right there. Cool. It's just not in this sound. Let's go width. Let's go sync. Let's go here, and that'll be our second one. Our first instance, we want to be tremolo pan. We want it to be no width, fast, and just a light. Not go too crazy, but let's hear this. That's too much with the tremolo. Pull it back a little bit more. I think it could be a little grimier, a little bit brighter. Just kind of tweak these. That's kind of cool. And let's hear it in the mix. All right, it's not standing out enough for me, so I'm going to EQ the crap out of it. Let's see if we can just brighten it up a lot. Ooh, too much. 20 dB. Gotta watch that. I'm gonna lower it. I'm gonna take out some of the top end. Maybe gonna lower that more. Kind of put it in there. No, boost it. Just kind of feel it out, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send the delay to a reverb. And oh, you know, our doubler, that might be cool to send it to. Let's see what that sounds like. That's got a nice vibe to it. Let's hear that. Soloed. That's kind of neat. Let's go to a verb. Let's go to that. You know what? Let's go to a stereo delay. Let's get crazy. Louder. So you can hear how that stereo delay is almost feeling like a reverb, but it's kind of bouncing left and right a little bit. Let's exaggerate it. So it's giving us kind of an impression of reverb. It's let's hear it from back here and see if it fits, even fits with that line.
What you been revealing? Get it out and loud and shiny. Your dad is on.
Well, obviously that's not going to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to the send, and we're going to tighten that up. So where are we at? We went to the P-comp. Half delay is here. We're going to mute it, and then we're going to pull open that line of automation and only open it up for that one word. That's volume, and I'm not even on the right track. It happens. Pull down here, unmute it, so now we won't hear it.
That is only a matter of time until they know as well as you.
Okay, so not minding the drive. I don't like this. I almost want to take it out.
That is only a matter
Fast forward.
as you.
But not that much. Let's take it out altogether.
As you.
Okay, so it's not really in the mix too much. Let's pull it up. That's at half delay. Let's pull it up to here.
As you.
Okay, so here in this section, I feel like we can unmute it as well. It might get a little bit crazy with the feedback. We can control that a little bit, but I'm going to see how it sounds. And then I want to add a really nice airy tone to that, which we kind of have in our doubler. Let's see if we can, let's pull open. We're going to highlight that section there. Come down, unmute it, and let's see what we get with this section. Kind of complements a guitar solo. Okay, so it might be a bit much. I'm going to pull it down a lot. I don't like that last phrase at all. So instead of muting it, I'm going to, instead of muting it, I'm going to come over here and just drop that level all the way down. So I just cut the send on it altogether. And I don't mind it. I'll probably massage that quite a bit and do some extra stuff to it to kind of automate it in and out and feel to it, add some feel to it. But for the most part, you kind of get a vibe of what I'm going for there. Add some kind of swoopy delay, reverb-ishness going on there. So let's see. We've got the reverb and delay in. We've got the vocals separated. Let's come back here to this section. I do notice that this is going to be, it's going to become a little bit more intimate, and I don't think we're going to want all this compression. So let's see if we can maybe pull that back up.
You've been chosen.
That doesn't need any delay. So what I'm going to do.
You are more. What you've been revealing. So
I am going to mute it. I'm actually going to mute it right there. There we go. So now it's muted. Shouldn't hear that.
You've been chosen.
Oh, that's a doubler. Okay. I understand. So the doubler gets cut off there. The half delay. Excuse me. Half delay, pull that up, send C, make sure, yep, send C, and we're going to do the exact same thing. Add that there, and we'll just pull that down, muted. Now it's here.
You've been chosen to do great things. You are more than what you've been revealing.
Okay, so that section, I'm going to cut it and paste it up here and see what we get.
You've been chosen to do great things.
I want to control that breath and get it right there. Let's see.
To do great.
But not the to for to do. I'm going to, let's break it and just drag some clip gain down like 6 or 7 dB. Let's see what that does.
You've been chosen to do great things. You are more.
touch this one up a little bit too. Just kind of pull it down, 4 or 5 dB. Doesn't really need it too much there. And let's listen to that section. It could use a little more fullness.
You've been chosen to do great things. You are more than.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send it to the Ocean Way. And the Ocean Way is lead Ocean Way. Cool. Right there. And then what we're going to do is dial in a sound.
You've been chosen to do great things. You are more than.
That's not bad. We're going to mute it. I'm going to pull up in that lane of automation. We're only going to allow it to be unmuted at this section. So now it doesn't apply anything we did in the first verse, the first section of the song. It's just this breakdown chorus.
You've been chosen to do great things. You are more than what you've been revealing. So let it out and let it shine. And know that it's only a matter of time until they know.
Okay, cool. I don't want these to go too long. I want to be able to make it to where you guys can download. Hopefully the download when you guys purchase this bundle wasn't too crazy long. But I'm digging what we've got going on. We've got the verse separated. We've got some great stuff in the clip gain. We've broken this apart. We've given some vibe. We've given some width. We've given some automation. We've rode the vocal on a couple of spots with clip gain, and treated the breakdown a little bit different. Hopefully that helps you with the music that you're working in. And I think I'm going to wrap this one up by saying thank you for tuning into the singer-songwriter vocal. We still got one more left. We've got the live gospel vocal. It's a gospel vocal, but this could work for any live vocal, a lot of the techniques that I'm going to use. And we're going to jump right on over into that one. So thanks again for tuning into this, and we'll see you in the next video.